At 11:15 at night, a mop moves slowly across the hallway outside the conference rooms. Most of the lights are already off. A few motion sensors blink awake, then fade again, row by row. The city is reflected in the black glass, and the air conditioner keeps running like it has no idea the day is over. There is a coat left on one chair. And for someone pushing that mop past the long table, that coat says more than the meeting notes ever did. This is the quiet reason a janitor may know more about a company than the CEO. Not because they sit in on strategy calls, not because they see the numbers, but because they see what is left behind when the official story goes home. In this video, I'll slow down what that kind of knowing looks like, why it happens, and why the people closest to the floor often understand the truth of a place before the people at the top do. The janitor's knowledge is a kind of quiet pattern reading. It comes from noticing the small things no one performs for: the room after the meeting, the trash after the celebration, the hallway after the argument, the desk after someone pretended to be fine. A CEO may know the company through dashboards, reports, forecasts, and carefully prepared updates. Those things matter. They show movement, money, growth, pressure, and risk. But the janitor sees another version of the company. The version without posture. The version after people loosen their tie, stop smiling, leave crumbs on the table, forget their coffee cup, slam a cabinet a little too hard, or sit in a room long after a meeting ends. One common reason is that official information travels upward in polished form. By the time a problem reaches the top, it has usually been cleaned, shortened, softened, or made easier to defend. A team lead may not want to sound alarmed. A manager may not want to admit how tired the team is. A report may say productivity is steady, while the trash cans near the desks are full of energy drink cans and cold takeout boxes 3 nights in a row. The higher a person sits, the more often they receive the version people feel safe showing. Sometimes, it comes from being present in the in-between moments. A janitor moves through places when the performance is over, and that changes what can be seen. The conference room after a tense call has a different feeling than the calendar invite. Chairs are pushed back unevenly. Someone left a half-written note on a pad. The whiteboard still has a phrase circled 3 times, then crossed out. Nothing there says everything, but all of it says something. There's also a quieter reason. People often reveal themselves around those they assume are not watching. Not in a cruel way every time. Sometimes it is just habit. A person may speak more honestly near the elevator because they think the cleaner in the hallway is only part of the background. Someone may complain about a decision while holding the door open. Someone else may whisper that the team is scared, then go into the next room and say everything is fine. The person who is overlooked can end up hearing the tone beneath the words. This is not about making the janitor into a magical figure who sees everything. It is about how power changes visibility. When people are around the CEO, they often manage themselves. They choose words carefully. They show progress. They ask polished questions. They may laugh at the right time, nod at the right time, and hide the part of the day that feels too messy to bring into the room. But the janitor sees the company when no one is trying to impress anyone. They see which departments stay late. They see which office lights stay on even after every speech about balance. They see which team leaves the room laughing, and which team leaves in silence. They see the person who always cleans up after everyone else, even though it is not in their title. They see who says thank you without thinking, and who walks through a freshly mopped floor without noticing. That kind of knowledge does not appear in a quarterly review. It builds through repetition. The same person crying quietly in a stairwell once may be a private moment. The same person sitting there every Thursday after the leadership meeting becomes a pattern. One empty pizza box after a launch may mean celebration. Empty pizza boxes every night for 2 weeks may mean the company is calling exhaustion dedication. And that is where the janitor's view becomes almost uncomfortable. Because they are not only seeing mess, they are seeing what the company normalizes. They see when urgency becomes the house style. They see when people stop using the kitchen because no one has time to sit down. They see when the office gets new signs about culture, but the break room stays tense and quiet. They see when the lobby looks perfect for visitors, while the back hallway tells a different story. It can be strange, knowing a place this way and still being treated like you are barely part of it. Imagine the janitor at 11:15, pushing the mop past the long conference table. The city lights are on the glass. The office is empty enough that every wheel squeak sounds too loud. On one chair, someone has left a coat, folded badly, like they meant to grab it and then forgot themselves. The janitor stops for a second. Not because the coat is dramatic, just because they know the person who sits there. Not by a deep conversation, maybe not even by a full name, but by rhythm. That person has been leaving later each week. Their coffee cups have moved from 1 per day to 3. Their desk used to be neat, and lately there are sticky notes under the monitor, on the phone, along the edge of the keyboard. Earlier, the CEO may have seen that same person in a meeting and heard, "We're on track." The janitor sees the coat. If you've been there, you're not strange. You might know someone who lives like this. This is what quiet knowledge can look like. It does not come from being invited into the room. It comes from being close enough to notice what the room becomes afterward. And there is an emotional contradiction inside it. The janitor may know the company deeply while still being treated as invisible. They may understand the mood of each floor, the strain behind certain doors, the little rituals people use to get through the day. They may know which executive leaves angry, which assistant stays behind to repair the mood, which team jokes loudly only when the manager is gone. And still, when the elevator opens in the morning, someone may step around them without eye contact. That is part of why this title lands. It says something about work, but it also says something about attention. A company often believes knowledge belongs to the people with the most authority, but some truths collect in the corners. Some truths are found in what people throw away, forget, avoid, or repeat when they think it does not count. The CEO may know the plan. The janitor may know the atmosphere. And atmosphere matters more than people like to admit. A plan can say the company is healthy, while the atmosphere says people are afraid to speak. A plan can say everyone is aligned, while the atmosphere says people are silently competing for safety. A plan can say the culture is strong, while the atmosphere says kindness only happens when there is time, and there is almost never time. This does not mean the person at the top is foolish. Often, they are also surrounded by pressure, filtered information, and rooms where people tell them what sounds acceptable. But it does mean distance has a cost. The farther someone gets from ordinary moments, the easier it becomes to confuse the story of the company with the life of the company. One small way to see this more clearly is to pay attention to what remains after the official moment ends. After the meeting, look at the room. Not as proof of anything, just as information. Are people lingering because they feel connected, or because no one knows what to do next? Did the conversation end with relief, or with a silence that follows people into the hallway? Sometimes the truth of a room shows up 5 minutes after the agenda is finished. Another way is to notice who gets treated as background. The receptionist, the night guard, the cleaner, the person restocking cups in the break room. People who pass through many spaces often carry a map of the place that no chart can show. A simple hello, a remembered name, a small moment of respect can reveal more than politeness. It can remind a company that no one is truly outside the story. Because the quietest people in a workplace are often not disconnected from it. They may be the ones absorbing its real weather. They know when the hallway feels lighter. They know when the floor feels tense before anyone says why. They know the difference between a busy office and a desperate one. They know when people leave late because they care, and when they leave late because they are afraid not to. This is for people who look at a workplace and sense that the real story is not always in the meeting. The janitor knows more than the CEO because the janitor sees the company after it stops explaining itself. And sometimes, the truth of a place is not spoken at the front of the room. Sometimes it is sitting on a forgotten chair at 11:15 at night, under lights that turn off one row at a time.